So we are being asked tonight to vote on a permanent superintendent for the second largest school district in Massachusetts. We are provided no job description and no information. So I went and tracked a whole bunch of job descriptions. What do we want in a superintendent? Number one, certified as a superintendent in the state of Massachusetts. Number two, recommended requirements. Evidence as being a teacher or a school administrator or a principal. Experience teaching students. The role of a superintendent is to be in charge of teaching and learning. It's not something you read about, it's something you do. You are able to guide teachers, other administrators, because you did the work. The city manager process here in the city of Worcester was a long, full process. He also was a Worcester Public School student. He also served as assistant city manager, but there was a process. Why not a process for the second largest school district in Massachusetts? Our students, families, and staff deserve this. Every other process in the Worcester Public Schools has interviews. Why not the superintendent of schools? I recommend that we do an interim for 1 year. In the fall, we start a full-time search, probably in November, and the new superintendent, after going through a search committee, also then would start in July 1st, 2026. As I've gone getting my signatures this week, I have great concerns from the community. I counted how many people I spoke to that asked me, what is going on? Is there something wrong? And that's why we're quickly moving someone without community input? 100 people this week asked me why myself as a school committee member were not allowing a process for a very, very important job. I didn't have the answer. Another very important part that everyone asked me is the superintendent has to live in Worcester, just like the police chief, the fire chief, the city manager, the director of public works. Why are we not saying that the superintendent must live in Worcester and taking the job? So you have a finance manager for budget, and you have a superintendent whose main job is to lead teaching and learning. These are very different roles. When you get a superintendent, you also still have a finance manager. Again, there has to be a process. For all the push for this current administration and this current school committee for inclusive decisions, making the decision tonight go against all of that. Where is the community voice? Where is the school input? Where is the student input? Where is the community involvement? All right, let's talk about the strategic plan decisions. Shouldn't anyone that takes on the superintendent role follow the strategic plan? Where is the opportunity to ask the questions tonight of the candidate about the strategic plan? A vote tonight without a process is an insult to the Worcester community. We have now taken away their voice. We heard tonight all the groups that want a voice. They want to be included in the process. So again, I state there should be no vote tonight. There should be a process that the people of this community are demanding. And when money is short, many people tonight said, well, in the next couple of years, money is going to be short, so we need the money guy. No, we don't need the money guy. We still have the money guy. We need the leader who knows how to teach and learn and make it without money, because that is the person we need in front of us. So tonight, I'd like to make a motion. First, that we hold the process for a interim and also a permanent superintendent. If we're not able to get that, I'd like to have a motion to recommend Dr. Marie Morse for the interim superintendent of the Worcester Public Schools. She's a certified superintendent. She's been a teacher for over 30 years in the Worcester Public Schools. She has experience as a principal. She knows teaching and learning. She resides in Worcester. She knows how to teach special needs. She has been most instrumental in the work that has gone on in Dr. Morse's administration. She has been the one that has helped develop the documents. She's been the one that's done the presentation on the strategic plan. So I would like to make also a second motion that we hold a search, an internal search for a permanent superintendent to begin July 1st, 2026. I have one more. Oh, sorry. This is my last thing. So now also as far as Mr. Allen goes, Mr. Allen is a talented business manager. However, he is not currently certified. He never was a teacher. He never had a class of students in front of him. That's not something we learn because our people near us did it. You have to learn by doing it yourself. He was never a principal. And I'm told that, as we heard tonight, he's not willing to move to Worcester until his children attend high school. However, Mr. Allen lives in the Wachusett district, and there is school choice. So his children could still go to the Wachusett, and he could become a person living in Worcester. On the CFO point made by the mayor, many CFOs have teaching licenses and were previously principals. So the number that was stated, like, look at all the CFOs that didn't have teaching experience. Well, let's look at the ones that have been teachers and have been principals. And then as far as the new commissioner, we do not yet know what his work will be like. So again, my motion, another motion is that we have a process. We do not pick a permanent superintendent tonight. Thank you.